Topanga Canyon, California. Rise and activate. Yakane Yanasawa. Yakane Yanasawa Te Yanaowa. All anchors. Allow a moment of focus. See these beautiful new pillars. See this incredible space of light. And all anchors. Engage alignment.
So that was Andrea Garris leading our profound alignment, activating Earth's new grid. And I represented Topanga Canyon. And that was a very, very, very proud moment for me, because Topanga has given me so much, taught me so much. And to enhance the energy here by updating the energy here, by aligning the energy here with Gaia's new grid lines, was so important for me. And what you have to do is you have to anchor in, and then you have to rise up. So while you're rooted in the earth, in the area that you're representing, you also, you allow your spirit to rise and spread. And so the image that came into my mind was a figure 8, because it was almost like as is below as is above, and which is figure 8 is infinity, and we all know what that means to me. But it also was like an hourglass, which represented time. And the symbol that I condensed it down to make it more personal, was a tree. And this tree, obviously, that is behind me, my Topanga tree, has been my teacher since I've been here for 4 years. And we've grown and cried and experienced life together. And this tree is everything to me. And so for this tree and I to merge in representation of Topanga, and then ultimately this tree became Gaia, became Earth. And it was a very profound experience for me. But anyways, it was such an important opportunity for me to be a part of what Andrea Garris is doing. Not only is she healing individuals and energizing individuals, but she's also doing a lot for the new Earth. And so many people that are just going about their everyday lives are probably very unaware, but maybe on some levels they can sense the energy shifts. And it's more than just energy shifts. If you pay attention, you'll see that life, your manifestations are happening faster. Your thoughts turn into realities faster. So obviously be very careful about what you're thinking. But this also ties in with, on September 7th, she did a personal energy session with me that I didn't have a chance to talk about it. I actually spent it inside my infinity chamber because I was hoping that it would activate my quest. And there was a whole bunch of things that happened during that 45-minute session. And it was remote, so her consciousness is tuning into my consciousness and assessing the situation and looking to where she needs to modify or heal or enhance. And so there was many different things that she did, which were like super cool, and I could tell immediately that she was locked into me. I could the energy. I was inside the infinity chamber, and the energy just felt like it was so much more powerful. And there was music that I was listening to that she had sent me, where she had instructions in there about just relaxing and allowing. But all of a sudden I noticed very soon on, all of a sudden there were these like white lights that were just sort of flying all over the place. And I've never had that before. And so there was a part of me that wanted to follow these lights because I knew that they were high energy beings. But I knew that I had to focus because what she was doing for me only had 45 minutes. So I had to let go of the distraction of the lights in order to just really align and feel what was happening. And so she sent me afterwards, she sent me a video that told me about her experiences and what she found and what she did. And it was really cool because part of what I was hoping for when I was going into it was something that nobody else could give me or do for me or see within me. And so she noticed that there were she gave me a protection, a cone of protection, and she saw that there was a language light activation that was being offered to me, and which is so cool. You heard her speaking in a light language, and that was actually offered to me as well. And she said my spirit was receptive to it, and so I'm hoping at some point that will kick in. But besides the powerful energy and the fact that I knew that we were aligned, there were two things that were something that I took away with it from. And one of them was she found an implant. Now that I wasn't prepared for anything like that. And she removed it. I think she said it was in the left part of the back of my brain. And I don't know where that came from. And I did some research on implants, and you can create them yourself by the repetition of a negative thought. And then at some point it adheres, and then it just sort of becomes part of your programming. Or it can actually be planted by dubious means. And so this area is one of those woo-woo kind of things where, you know, people would be like, oh yeah, what is that? How do you know? Well, the reason I know that this is true Now, I don't know what the circumstance of it was. I don't know if I had created it at some point or if it was actually something that somebody did to me. But what I know is after that session, I felt different. And now what aspect of me felt different? Well, I'm not sure how everybody else operates, but for me, I actually have a lot of balance in my life. I'm a very optimistic person. My energy is very positive because I align with positive things. I work through whatever issues I have in my life, and I fix them as best that I can. And so I don't dwell on negative circumstances, and especially things that are beyond my control. So what I do know about myself is that for whatever reason, when something unexpectedly bad happens, whether it's like, you stub your toe, or, something breaks, or, you get a flat tire, or like whatever the situation is, I find that I get anxious beyond the circumstance. So it's almost like my anxiety from these, sort of little areas of life that where you have to take a turn and you have to, reacclimate yourself. It tended to make me sort of deep dive into a kind of anxiety. And I don't know how long I've had that. I think I've only noticed it in the last couple years or so. So anyways, after September 7th, after we did that energy session, and I was thinking, okay, well, the scientist to me was like, okay, well, how will I notice a change? And that is a change that I immediately noticed. Whenever something unexpectedly negative happens, I react the way that you should react. I don't deep dive into anxiety. And so the part of me that's like, could that be the implant that she removed? And I believe it was, because that was the most obvious, noticeable, positive something. And I still have it. So that was September 7th. And today is, I don't even know when to note it, is the 25th or something of October, of September. And so yeah, everything is still status quo. So yay, thank you so much for that. The other thing that was incredible for me was, as I said, I was in the infinity chamber. And normally, the infinity chamber evolves as I change and evolve. And what I noticed while I was in it was I all of a sudden understood, while I was having that session with her, I all of a sudden understood what the infinity chamber, why I created it, why I keep going in it, why I have it. And my destiny of interdimensional travel crystallized while I was in it. And I saw, like in there, I saw what my future was to become. And what the infinity chamber showed me was sort of like a intergalactic way station, like a place where beings from all different planets and maybe dimensions and whatnot all sort of docked and got to know each other, sort of like, relaxed and hung out and got to understand all the different kinds of conscious beings that are in that area on a personal level. And it was almost like the Jetsons, what I was looking at while I was in the infinity chamber. And it was so beautiful, and I could see, it was almost like an intergalactic drive-in, like on Happy Days, and what I knew was, what does this have to do with me? Well, what I knew was, I want to be Earth's representative. I want to represent Earth. Because part of all this growing that I've been doing, I'm not the smartest person in the world, I'm certainly not the most beautiful person in the world, but what I've been working on is I've been working on trying to understand the core, the pulse, the purpose of what it means to be human. What it means to be comfortable in your own skin, to adore and love the body that is our vessel, to not put all kinds of medicine in it, to not do anything that would cause it stress or strain, to literally view it as my church. And the way that my mind has developed has been to really understand that everybody is doing the best that they can based on their own level of consciousness. So when you understand that, it's hard to really get mad at people. And so you take it all as it comes. You understand, that it is hard to be human because we don't all operate on the same platform with the same amount of information, with the same amount of understanding of the way that it works. We all don't understand how alive nature is, how nature responds to us, how we respond to nature, how we're all connected. And it's not that I necessarily understand the big picture, but I understand the small picture. I understand what it's like to live off the grid, to live off of the fast-paced world, of being bombarded with other people's agendas and other people's energy, to be able to get to know my own energy, to be able to know my own thoughts and my own feelings and my own passions, and to be able to understand how pure energies enhance my clarity. And so I believe I could do it. And this is what I understood. Like, obviously I have these spirit guides, and I have a whole bunch of them. And this tree is one of my spirit guides. I adore this tree. They are super smart. They're super aware. So many of them aren't even earthly. Some of them may have had an earth existence, but some of them haven't. Some of them are an alien race. I believe I have like a blue avian alien race that is also teaching me and guiding me. I believe that is the driving force with the Infinity Chamber. I believe I have Archangel Michael is also one of my teachers. There's a discarnate energy named Viwamis that came into my forefront beginning of the year. He used to be alive, but is no longer. And so, but super smart. Anyways, the thing is, I don't have to know how to get to these quantum places. All I need to do is trust and surrender and listen. Listen, because they know. They know. And that's what I've been doing. I've been conquering any and all fears that present themselves to me. And every time I do that, I just realize that it was never as big as I thought. It was never the big monster that I thought it was. And always up until this point, no matter how big the fear was, when I actually looked at it, you make that decision in that moment. It's like, okay, it could kill me, but I gotta find out. And so you do it, and then once you make that decision and you're committed to it, and I'm committed to it, and then it's almost like you walk through this cleansing into the fear. And I realize that it's like the fear was up here. The fear was up here. And once I walk into it, it's like gone. It's gone. And I have faced some pretty dramatic things. But one of the most fascinating things about when you challenge a fear and you come out on the other side, in that moment, all of a sudden you're new. You're brand new. There's a part of you that you reclaimed. There's a part of your power that you actually now are aligned with. And so it's like in that moment that you challenge your fear and you come to see it with new eyes, you're like, whoa, I feel stronger. I feel more confident, and you can feel the difference. You can see the difference. And things happen. Like all of a sudden you start manifesting things faster. All of a sudden you start feeling like it's like almost like your vibration is it like immediately goes up or becomes finer every time I do that. And so there's a reward. There's a reward beyond just the mental and the emotional, celebration. There's something you don't react to the world the way that you used to. The world becomes more dreamlike. You feel more connected not only to yourself. I feel more connected to myself, but also to the world around me. And so, yeah, I think I could do it. And I think I would be good at it. And so that was actually the biggest gift that a cosmic quantum energy session with Andrea Garris gave to me. It showed me, without a doubt, what the purpose of the Infinity Chamber that I've been diligently modifying and experiencing for over a year. All of a sudden, the light clicked on. Wow! Oh my God! Wow! And so that was I mean, how can you put a price on that? How can you put anything on that? Anyways, so I can't express my gratitude to her enough. And as I've said, she is the real deal. When I first came across her, it was through videos on TikTok, and I could feel the video. I could feel the power from her, from a video that was recorded whenever. And I was like, whoa, how's that even possible? But I will say that as strong as that was, it was even stronger when her and I did the quantum energy session remotely, and I could feel her focusing on me personally. And that was like, oh my God, whoa, that was like serious. And then yesterday, when I was on a Zoom conference with her and the other part of her Lightworker team, the human part of her Lightworker team, that was anchoring around the world to anchor and activate and rise to Earth's new grid lines, that was intense. Because then it was just like, whoa, I mean, she was like right, like in the video I posted, she actually was talking to me. She saw me there, and you know, and the way she said Topanga Canyon, California, oh my gosh, when she called on me to rise, to anchor and rise and activate, me and this tree, my teacher, it was like Shazam. We were like, it was beyond anything through that whole, it was about an hour long activation session, and I got up at 7. Actually, I got up earlier, but things started at 7 on Saturday morning, and I was going through so much. I mean, I was just so filled with the power and the purpose of what we were doing. But I also, the energy was moving through me and for me. So it was like, after it was all over, I was just like, whoa, what happened there? And so not only did I feel this major enhancement and even more of an activation for me, but I got to do something for Topanga Canyon, this place of earth that is like none other. Magical, mystical, look it up. If you don't know Topanga Canyon, look it up and you will see. It's the most bohemian place that I've ever been in, and it's alive. There's a consciousness in this canyon. There's a actual living consciousness. I'm not kidding. For real. It's palpable. You feel it. And anyways, but not only to do that for Topanga, and me and Topanga get to merge and become a team, but to also do that for Gaia, this beautiful earth that I love so, so, so much. Anyways, so there you have it. That is the nitty-gritty. I hope you look her up, and if you have any questions, let me know. I'd be very happy to answer them. This is so unlike me to be a fangirl, to really believe in that somebody is a prophet. I believe she is. I have become a cynical person in regard to that. The only person I really have come to trust is myself. Lonely, lonely, lonely. But to have somebody like her, spearing the charge, heading the charge. And as you heard, she has a team. She has a whole team. So I don't know if she's an actual human. I don't know what her situation is, but I know that she has so many energies, alien energies, and ancestral human energies, all kinds of energies that she channels. And it's bizarre in a cosmic way. This is, there's a part of me that was like, I always hoped the earth was like this. I always hoped reality could be like this. And I've come to tell you, in my perspective, it is. And so I'm just so excited. And now I found out today that I get to be part of, so not only am I going to be able to represent Topanga Canyon in activating and aligning Earth's new grid, but we're doing this again on 11/11. And I also, there's light pods that are going to be like more concentrated energetically for Gaia. And I was actually invited into one of the energy light pods. And obviously this is all part of Andrea Garris's vision that she had been given. And so I'm so excited. I'm just so excited to do more, because I can. I'm ready. I am ready to do my part. So anyways, there you have it. And bless you all. And thank you so much for being a part of this journey with me. Okay. Peace and love. Bye-bye. Show you my new water. Did you see my little, can you see the things oh, my little